I think hybrid is the best solution.
Mhm.
So in a week you can be available for 3-4 days so that you can interact with your team, and 1 or 2 days you can sit with your family and work also. Biggest reason for this job cuts and all, why these companies are in so much trouble is the market.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Geeky Pod with Manas. So, in continuation with the last episode, so this is the second part of the journey of a software engineer. We have with us today Sumit and Monu, who are my friends and fellow engineers in IT industry. So, in today's episode, we're going to talk about various topics related to the journey of a software engineer. So, keep listening to podcast and don't forget to subscribe, follow, or like my podcast in every platform wherever you are hearing or watching. Thank you. So, in the news lately, you might have heard about a lot of job cuts which are happening. So, a lot of the tech giants, mainly among like Meta and Alphabets and other all the MAANG companies, they're on a firing spree now. So, with that, there is a fear of recession which is there in the industry and people's mind, because in what we saw in 2008 was with recession, a lot of job losses happened, mainly in the IT industry. So there is a fear of the same happening again. So why do you think these job cuts are happening? And is there any immediate fear for recession?
Job cuts are happening nowadays. I feel because of over planning of COVID, some of the sectors out that means definitely during COVID, some of the sectors like e-commerce, social networking, these become very popular during those days.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking that popularity, they overscale themselves that in future the same situation will be. But the things become very reverse now.
Mm-hmm.
The people has started moving to the old way of doing the things, or they are again started coming to the market physically and doing their work. So what they thought during the COVID has not been continuously applied nowadays. Because of that, they have to reduce their expenses for the company, and certain, and that could be happen only by either job cuts or reducing. So this is what happening for some of the sectors, not the entire sector. Like banking domain is safe. There is no impact of recession nowadays for banking.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is there, that would last 1 week. But before that, social networking side, e-commerce side is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So, Monu, what are your views on that?
Yeah. So whatever Sumit said, I'm totally agree with that. Specifically that point where he said like companies, plan a lot of things
Over.
due to this COVID here, and they thought there will be they can develop a lot of things which can engage people still over social media and social platforms. But what eventually happened that people were bored with these things because they did this continuously 2 year, and now forcefully, I mean, they are intentionally not using it. I mean, the people are going to meet people physically, they are going to market to buy things because they have been bored with these things. And the second biggest reason for this job cuts and all, why these companies are in so much trouble is the market, where and the market is volatile due to this
By market,
war,
you mean share market?
Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine and Russia, the
Mm-hmm.
problem is going on. Due to that, there are so much pressure on market, specifically due to this energy, I mean, crisis, which is hugely impacting the Europe and America. So because of that also, people are so much cautious about investing the monies and taking the stake on any of this organization. And because of that, these company have made huge losses in last few months. So because of that, they are planning so that they can survive and they can be in good condition, and that all are the part of their plan. So I think it was tend to happen because of the global crisis.
Okay. Okay. We'll come back to that later. I have a point to make here, so we'll come back after another discussion. Okay. So COVID-19 has taught us that we can work from anywhere, right? In the IT industry, especially. So in during 2020, when the lockdown started and the pandemic just started to begin, so we have seen a lot of job cuts, or a lot of people losing their jobs, and some are resigning by their own wish or will, and that has given rise to high skyrocketed attrition rate in every companies, right? So with that, we have also seen sky high uh, new recruitment salaries. So what do you think, why that bubble came during the pandemic, and why there was a high rate of people resigning, high rate of people looking for more and more high paying jobs? Why that happened?
Okay. So the question is why so much, hype came into the market.
Yeah, why so many people started resigning from their existing companies and looking for more higher paying jobs, because the market was giving that much amount. So why market
So the
started?
question is why market started giving so much hype?
Yeah.
See, when pandemic started, everybody was in crisis. They were thinking, how shall how shall we continue our work, or how shall we continue our office companies, basically, or business. Whenever a very means well-known person or well-trained person goes out of your office, the team has to suffer for it. During pandemic, what happens when people, by any means, when a particular developer or particular employee goes went out of office, for a team or for a company, it becomes very hard to find a new guy. He wanted to get a new replacement by hook or crook. Money was never a big deal for them. This is what the sales always they used to give to us in other companies. This was only in India where people used to get less money. So it was not a big deal to pay more to a particular employee. And this actually became a driving force for all the employees. They got to know, if I continue to stay in this organization, definitely I will not get any hike, because this time COVID is there. People can simply say, or company can simply say that our business goes down, something. We are not going to give in. It becomes a very simple way to go outside and earn more. And this actually we used to deserve. Every employee deserves to earn more when he has chance. And this created a bubble in the market. Now people got started. It's not iteration basically. I would say it's a swapping. You come to my company, I will go to your company.
Correct.
So this is what actually happens. And when we talk about the payment and the money, this is a regular payment. It's not a very big salary. Even in India, if you compare with any other
The US markets
like
and all.
UK,
Yeah.
why they're also doing the same job what we are performing? Then why they only should get that much salary or high?
Correct.
We also deserve. We are also, for us also, we have only 24 hours of day. We are spending 12 or 30. However, they are spending. So it was just about stabilize the thing, or you can say to equate the thing. There is nothing wrong in it, and company had to pay.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
Yeah. So
If you say now, means
yeah,
the things had stabilized. Though whoever had switched last two bets, they are not in plan to. They are not even in mood to.
correct. So yeah, Monu, you also switched a job during this period. So what do you think? Like, why this sudden boom in the market came?
Yeah, so as per my understanding, actually, when COVID started, so IT was already working on this, what we say, application, mobile, this, that, but there were a lot of other industries which normally work without these all environments. Okay, they normally functions, they interact, means the physical interaction is more instead of working on softwares or laptops and all. But when everything was closed during lockdown, so but those company also need to learn, I mean, run in some way, like they have to run their businesses, they have to do planning, so they have to come up online. Okay, and one of the best example is Zoom itself. Correct.
Yeah.
You would have seen the number of uses of this application goes so high. Why? Because all the meetings started happening on this application. So during COVID, that was the only platform, I mean the IT platform, which can eventually help all the organization and all the industries to run at least minimal work at least planning and what they are going to do next, and that is the only way people can interact.
Mm-hmm.
So people realized the importance of the IT industry, and all the industry started planning like how we can utilize this IT thing in our organization to move at least. So there were a lot of projects and lot of things started coming to the IT companies to implement, and they required a lot of workforce for that workforce, correct? So so the IT was the only industry which was growing during COVID even,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
other than that all were impacted.
Yeah, Sumit.
you
So
mean to say that you
yeah.
mean to say that during COVID, IT created a good problem, and if you are earning more, then you are spending. That is what you
No,
are saying. Like,
no,
yes,
no. That have been never a concept in any business that I am earning more, so I'll give more. That was never a concept. So the thing was that they required people, correct, at any cost, because they have millions dollar project and they need people. So they were ready to get people on any way. So if you ask more money, that is also fine, and work from home, that is also fine. I need this, that. They were ready for everything because they need workforce to complete those projects.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reason why people got good hikes and good packages. And this is the also region which was I mean attracting people to switch their jobs,
Mm-hmm.
because other company for same role and same skills they were offering more, and people find it really attractive, and as they were at home, they can give some extra time to improve their skills. They improved and they switch eventually.
Now, keeping with the same point, so during pandemic we saw huge resignations, mass resignations in that way, and we saw mass recruitments also happening with higher packages, and all this was happening when we were doing work from home, correct? So we have been working from home from last 2.5 years and more. Now also some companies are working in work from home mode. So what do you think this model of working from home is sustainable in the long run? Because I have seen in the market that some companies have given permanent work from home. Whenever you wish to come to office, come to office. If you don't wish, work remotely. That is also fine. For example, we have one startup in India called Misho that is giving lifetime work from home. That is SAP Labs, which is flexible in that regard. You work from home, come once or twice into office, and that way. So like that, many other companies are also going in that path. But there are companies who are bringing the employees to office back also. So what is your take on work from home mode?
I feel commenting on these things, there will not be a certain comment on this. There are where it depends upon the company and the requirement and the way of work culture, how the company has evolved till date. If the company has evolved on the basis of people interaction and day-to-day, like day-to-day meetings, the peers, then they would not agree to give you work. But those companies who are startups or they don't bother about the people interaction, then they can go for the. But I don't know the implication of that, how it will either it will working good or bad. No comments on that. But yes, for employees, working from home or flexible option always a better approach to make the family happy, to make you happy. Things are going on always, even if you are at home or if you're at office, your work is not going getting impacted over. It depends upon the company and company how they want to.
Correct.
Because see, companies have already invested lots in infrastructure. They are paying huge amount as part of their logistics. If they are spending, they would definitely want utilize. And the companies, those who have not spent money in the logistics and the construction, they can allow you to. These are actually a subjective terms company, not to the employee.
Correct. Yeah. So, Monu, what do you think that work from home make us work more, right? In the last two pandemic, was that one of the reason why there was high mass resignation?
See, working from home makes you work more is not implement for everyone. Okay. In your team, you would have been also seen like not everyone works so much from home.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes finding people, getting people online is also difficult. They will say, I'm here, I'm there, and I'm busy here,
Right.
not available, this and that. So, a lot of excuses are also there. So, I won't say that work from home makes people to switch to the other company and they worked more. That all are not justifiable.
Right.
Uh, Yeah, so I think there was opportunity, and they got time due to the work from home. They got time improve their skills, and one of the main important thing was hiring. Whole hiring, I mean, process was happening online, and it was very easy to attend multiple interviews in a day, and that was only reason why people switched during pandemic.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. During work from home, we used to say like we have meetings in office and then attend
Yeah.
interviews in some other company. That was more convenient way. But now, since everyone started coming to office, things will change like earlier days, hopefully.
Yeah, for that other question which you asked previously, like work from home is better or this
Yeah, exactly.
office is better. So I would like to add few points there.
Yes.
So as Sumit was telling, I agree on most of the points, but I will add like see, if working from home won't attach you much with your work and with your team, with your company. It's just you are sitting and completing something and going away. So your half of the time you will be focusing on something else instead of your work and your team and your environment. And coming to office makes you available for next 8 hour. Your full focus means in normal scenario, I'm telling you, if you are in some trouble or due to any reason you are thinking of something else, that is different case. But in normal scenario you will be focused for your work only for next 8 hours, and you will have good team bonding. You can get any people, means you can make them available at any point of time, at least in office timings. So I think that working from office is also a problem and work from home is also problem. I think hybrid is the best solution.
Mhm.
So in a week you can be available for 3 4 days so that you can interact with your team, you can discuss with them, there will be proper discussion and interaction. And 1 or 2 days you can sit with your family and work also, so it will make yourself available more to the family as well.
Right.
So that is the best concept which I can see right now.
Yeah.
Further I don't know.
Correct. So, personally, which one do you prefer? Work from home or work from office or hybrid?
Hybrid is my favorite. Working from home is also sometimes hectic because you will be sitting in home whole day, no interaction, no outgoing, nothing. Just simply sitting in home and eating and working. That's it. So it is also not good for your mental health as well as your physical also.
So,
Correct.
so there was this bubble, right? Job bubble we discussed about. So, do you think this bubble is about to burst in 2023?
What kind of worst? Worst means what?
I mean, people are in a bubble, right? Like they're getting high salary as soon as they resign and thinking that they'll get higher package. So this higher package giving for individuals, will it stop? Because we are seeing 2 years, 3 years experience people are started to get 50, 60 lakhs, right? And it's not like they're
Mhm.
just because the companies need employees, so they might be talented also in that. I'm not reducing their talented part, but there is a constraint, right? Up to this experience, this much salary will be given. That boundary has exploded in the last 1 or 2 years. Do you think that entire bubble will burst now in 2023 and people will started getting regular salaries, not the overhyped one?
See, those whoever got already, definitely it's not going to reduce. But uh,
For new
the thing is,
ones.
for new one also, new bar has been new one also since the boundaries has been upgraded. So for new one also, it has been upgraded. It is not going to mean switch back to the old structure.
Right.
But yes, the attrition rate will be reduced since the company or the people has stabilized now in their role. Also, there are fear of recession nowadays. People are fearing going out of their career. They
Mhm.
don't know what will happen. He or she is now at this point of.
Correct.
And if I'm taking example of this one, Bangalore, there are lots of companies over there, startups
Mhm.
and MNCs. So they are they mostly means 80% settlement has already done. Whoever wanted to go, they went, and who wanted to come, they came already. So the things are stabilized now. There is
Mhm.
nothing like the 2 years or 1 year back situation is just still there in the market. No, this is not true. If you see your peers or if you're nearby IT guys, they are not in mood to switch again and again because for them also they got to know that money is not the only thing. Nowadays people are not going only for money. They are also running for a good work culture as well.
Correct.
and companies has modified themselves in such a way that they want to give everything to the employees, from salary to work-life balance as well. So nobody nowadays want to in that particular era.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bubbling first is not actually defined for. I don't have anything to say on that, but
Okay. Yeah, Monu, what do you think about the bubble, and is it going to burst in near future?
So what I feel there is, so we are specifically talking about the salary bubble, correct?
Yeah.
Not the job bubble. So there are
Not-
two different things.
Yes.
So we are talking about the salary bubble, correct?
Yeah. Right. Like job, if both are interrelated, right? Directly proportional. If job is there, salary will be there. If no job, why salary will be there? Correct. No?
Huh. But we can use two different terms, correct? Job bubble and
Correct.
salary bubble.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Because so so if we are talking about salary bubble, so there is no such thing. Okay, there is no salary bubble. Nobody pays unnecessarily. So you are in demand, your skills are required, so they would need it and they will pay. Okay,
Yes.
and we can't say it too much. See what example you gave, like 60 lakh, 80 lakh, that is rare. That should not be taken as an example. I would say it's 0.5 of the industry, or maybe 0.1 only. Okay, so the normal will say 15, 20, 10. These are the normal numbers, and we
Right.
should mostly consider this. And if you see today's inflation and today's I mean the money you need to survive in these one tier cities,
Correct.
it's really high, correct?
Hmm.
You must be seeing also
Yeah.
this also. So considering the average package of industry, I won't say it's high or it's kind of created bubble or something like that. I would say previously people were underpaid, and due to this sudden high, I mean due to this sudden requirement which we realized during this pandemic, company realized that people need, we have to pay the necessary amount, then only people will join, and they started giving it. So there is nothing like bubble. And as we know already, if something is being hiked, it won't come down easily. Like Parle G packet price now hiked to 5 rupees, so it is not going to come down.
Correct.
It is hiked due to some reason. Okay,
Monu,
now that is the exact cost.
yeah, Monu, you're making me happy, making us feel good about ourselves. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that are the facts. So nothing is they are giving too much to you. You own it. You are working that much, so that's why you are getting. If you will be someone who is unnecessary getting that money, you will be out of the organization. So
yeah, first those guys will be getting out of that.
yeah, so
If there is
everyone is important, and they are valuable for that much, so that's why they are there. Like we are seeing in the case of right now Amazon, Meta, and other companies, they hired people on very high salary, and now those projects are not giving that much return, or the future of those projects are not looking so bright in term of the sudden, I mean they are not able to make money out of that project suddenly. It will take a lot of time. So they are started laying off those people because they are not that much valuable for the company. That is whatever you are getting, you own that, you value that much.
Yeah. So most of us have either switched jobs or switched teams, right? So what do you suggest? Like, what is the way to adapt to a new culture in a different company? Because when we work for 3 to 4 years in a company, we adapt to a certain culture, and our mind, biological clock also becomes adapted to that. So once you start going to a new company, what is the way that you try to adjust with Mono?
So my only formula to work with any team or company is interaction. As much as you interact people, you will connect with them. You make yourself, you will find yourself more happier and more valuable. You will get considered in each task and in each discussion. So that is the most important thing to you work in any organization or project. Okay, so I mostly do that. I interact with my teammates, manager, and I I, I little bit hang out with them, maybe in form of my work or outside, or
It can be basically,
anyway.
it can be a smoke break, it can be a drinks break, anything.
No, not like that. I mean, we don't find such people every time, correct?
Correct.
There might be some seniors with whom you cannot do those things. So you have to simply talk, maybe about families,
It can be a
maybe
lunch,
about
team lunch.
lunch,
Yeah.
team lunch. But it will be very, I mean, the number of lunch might have less, correct? You cannot go every day lunch with them, but you will be working with them. You can talk about lot of things. The
Right.
talking, the interaction, that is the major thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sumit, you have worked with multiple organizations now. So what are your views on that regard? So how to gel with people at your workplace?
So yeah, means whatever Monu told is always a good way get fit into the new people interaction. What I used to do is for me is people interaction was not that much because I switched during the pandemic. So talking on hanging out on online platforms is not that much. Rather, what I used to do is first of all I used to put myself in more energetic. Like when you join a new, definitely some technical things we have to do,
Mhm.
like setup, getting knowing the projects. So I used to work on those things. First of all, my focus to get the workspace setup done, and then during the first or second grooming call, I insist uh, some of the tasks which is
Mhm.
not that much complicated. What I feel for me, if it is not complicated, I used to get it that first of all, and then not considering about the time one and all. My focus would be to uh, solve that problem in such a way that I'm such a in very confident way that I am knowing that what I'm doing is not going to impact anything else. So put your solution in very promising way and get it deployed. By that way, what used to happen is people used to get trust on you
Mhm.
that yes, this guy has some potential and this guy did some well. So try to put yourself very energetic. Try to uh, bring yourself in a promising way that yes, this guy can do and whatever he's doing is correct. So making impression, technical impression is also a very helpful in your initial days. Once you got a good impression or promising, your things are done. It means your managers or your hires got to know that this guy is a good fit in a
Mhm.
particular role. So this
So
is what my
basically,
formula is.
getting noticed with your work is one of the way to adjust.
Yeah, your work. Getting noticed is not by solving the complicated problem. You can get noticed by solving a small problems also. The
Mhm.
thing is only it should be promising. It should
Correct.
be perfect.
It's not
Showing
about, you mean
perfectness
to
in
say,
your work.
it's not about participation. Anyone can do participation. It's about how you approach the
Yes.
problem and help
Yep.
the team
Yep.
in that
Yep.
regard.
Yes. Participant is you will get the participants once they got to know that this guy should and they have to do because you are the only option. They are limited person in the organization in a team, so they will not let you go without any participation. Once you have started losing the participants participation, it means there are something.
Okay. So every 4 to 5 years, the technology is changing, right? New programming languages coming in the market, and previously it was Struts, right? Then it came Hibernate, then it came Spring, and then came Spring MVC. Now there are different Mean Stack, Mern Stack, right? And various other stacks are coming up. So what do you think is more important? Should we learn new programming languages, or we should build up our basics so that whenever a new language comes, because most of the languages are based on the certain methodologies, right, and programming concepts. So if we learn those basics properly, it will help us in adapting to any language faster. What are your take on this?
I think you answered already.
Okay.
You should not be worried about the new technology or new framework. Those are in the backbone. Your basic things are only working. So if we take an example of Struts, Hibernate, or the Spring, when we started our career, we only know Java. Hardly we used to know Java.
Yeah, correct.
And since we knew Java, or since we learned Java, it helped us to work upon the Struts. We knew what a Struts is.
Uh-huh.
We understood by the that what we are trying to do, and then came Spring MVC. So that just simplifies one step further. I would not say that Spring has just came.
Uh-huh.
It is some more or less it is a revolution or it's a further upgradation of the structure because before backbone then we knew what we are doing. The only change came into the picture is how we are doing now. So if you have the crystal uh, uh, base and the crystal knowledge what you are doing, any programming language or any framework would not be impacting much in your career. And yet, uh, since you are a IT developer or IT guy, you should be knowing some more or less about the market.
You should be
But
upgraded
that's not a
on the
very
technologies.
should, should be upgraded by some basic
Information.
knowledge of
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah. So Monu, what is your take on this?
So, as Sumis has said, I agree most of it, but I would like